Ready? Okay. So on November 14th, Governor's revenue forecast, and we'll have more solid information then. You guys as school board members should get something from OSBA, I would think, in your email about that. It's going to be pretty big news. At that time, I hope they're coming out with more information. This just kind of wait and see thing only goes so far with me. I kind of want to know what we're in for the rest of the year and potentially next year. So we'll see. But at this point in time, I don't really know what else to do other than we're just kind of going in conservative mode, trying to think about what we really need, what we don't need, particularly for 25, 26 in terms of budgeting and things like that. Monica and I have talked, Barry and I have talked, everybody's talked. So we'll see where we go with that, but I don't want to panic anybody, but I also want everybody to be on alert and watch for things like that especially from OSBA. You guys would get that. I get it from COSA and OSBA. Maybe you guys get COSA stuff too. I don't know. But anyway, and they keep telling us that they have the Education Stability Fund and the Rainy Day Fund, which are earmarked as savings accounts for situations like this to be used for education purposes. But I'm not really sure because every department seems to be short. They're worried about every department. I'm not sure that they will hold true to that and use it strictly for education purposes. I really don't know. I guess we'll wait and see when we get there. Anyway, so that's just kind of that. Just watch and see until November 19th. Keep your eye on that date, and we'll have a conversation about that. The other thing I want to let you know about is that Ms. De La Serna we're at the point in her time with us that she is looking at applying for an H-1B visa, the second one, because she and her family would like to stay here in our school, continue to work. They love it here. They're interested in remaining here long term. So the next step, if we're to make that happen, what our responsibility is as a district is we are responsible for one step in that. And that would cost us a little bit of money to do that for them, but not as much as the whole entire amount costs them as a family to make that decision and stay. So I know that they're very dedicated to that. So Janet and I got on a phone call with one of the immigration attorneys for just a short period of time here a couple of weeks ago, and they kind of outlined us the process, sent us all the steps. And we're going to go ahead and help support her with that, I believe. It's within an amount of money that I can approve, but I want you to know that I support doing this for her. She's a wonderful staff member. She's very good educator. She is invested. She participates in everything, the REN, all the committees. They're doing the concession stand. She is participating she even presented at the REN here a while back. I mean, she's just doing great things and really invested in our school. And especially the candidate pool is not getting any bigger. And I don't think it's going to if we're facing cuts. I think we're going to be back in the same situation. So because she is a proven educator for us, I don't want to let her go. And if for a minimal investment, we can help her stay here, which is our legal obligation to do that if that's what we choose to do. It's something she's not allowed to cover on her own. We have to do that. Then I would support doing that. We know what we have and we like what we have. So we're not through that process yet, but I want to just give you an update on that, let you know that's the direction that we're heading with that. So anyway, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy that they like it here and want to stay. So pleased with that. So anyway, and I'll just kind of keep you informed as we move through that process, but that's where we are with that right now. So anyway, and that's all I have.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions? Okay, we'll move to executive session.
Actually, I do. If there was to be any kind of an issue with her, and what's her, as far as approval on her visa, would next year be her last year and she'd have to leave essentially? Do we have her for one more year for sure?
Yes, and we'd have to file an extension. Well, we'd have to file an extension.
Is this her second or third year?
I think it's up in October of 2026.
Is that right, Janet? Because we have to file well, she didn't come till February though, but it goes when we filed the visa
It
though.
was when we
Yeah,
filed.
we filed the visa, yeah. So it might be 2026.
Right.
She's up. Right. And at this point, it takes about let's see, 16, 22 months to go through this whole H-1B
So
visa
we have,
process.
we have to do a, what do you call that? A study where we do have to prove that we can't hire.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we
Yeah.
will have to run ads and all of that. And we don't have to take just anybody. They have to be qualified. They have to be every bit as qualified as her.
Right.
So, but we have to prove that we've put that out there. We've tried to get people and we have no takers. And that's kind of part of that process.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's October, it's a year from now, we're gonna.
We've got to start.
Yeah, we have to get going on it, and that's why we'd have to do an extension. And actually, I don't think even if we would have started this from day one, I mean, you can't just start at day one. This is just how it
It's a
goes.
process, yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
process and it takes time.
Got a guy that's going through the same thing and it's been years.
Mhm.
He's married a citizen and it's still taking.
Still taking years. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just kind of keep you informed on where that is, so you know where we are in that process and how that's all going, so.
Then we'll. You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go to executive session under ORS 192.6602I to review and evaluate the performance of the superintendent.
Okay.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna come back from executive session at 7:36 into the regular meeting. Moving on to board communication, calendar of events.
That sheet, we put in there just for your reference. It's the page that used to be on the end of the old, agenda.
Okay.
When we typed it up, so that just has upcoming events. That's all that is there for your reference. It was just a page. That was at the very end, should have been.
And then that legislative roadshow, they do every year, Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
Head count. Just gonna go.
And that's the one where it's different this year. They're doing that board training at 5, dinner at 6, and then the meeting will start at 6:30. Have to be.
Oh, was that the one in Paisley? We went to a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we go every year. And usually different board members go depending on who can and wants to. Usually a couple people, but you're all invited. We just need to RSVP because they provide dinner.
Day was it again? 30th?
October 30th.
Was gonna go, but we're gonna be in Indianapolis for the National FFA Days.
Okay.
That's
Wahoo.
Like it's just American.
just the
Cool.
most exciting thing to go in. It's not like race or a football game. Just, nope, FFA convention.
Yeah, Janet is sending in all of the RSVPs, so do Taylor down there.
Yes. Anybody know?
Okay.
Sure, we can go.
You can put me down, I believe.
Yeah, I'm hoping my volleyball schedule is pretty busy right then, so I'm probably a no
Yeah,
as of right now.
Might host.
Thursday night, the 30th, possibly, because the
Oh.
next weekend is.
But it's,
state
I don't know if
tournament,
it's Wednesday, I think I haven't looked this year to see what days. It's, sometimes it's Wednesday, Friday, Thursday.
I was gonna go. Yeah,
Karen's gone that day, so if we are hosting.
You're probably here.
Yeah,
I don't even know what days they
let's see.
it is. So just know it's a week, busy week.
So I'll tell her 3 spots. I always go one more than
you know,
I
kids.
have, that way. In case anybody,
so it's at least gonna be Scott, me, maybe Cameron. Or-
probably
or
not.
Probably not Cameron, because you think we might have a game.
Well, with Aaron gone and if they
Right.
have a game, yeah.
Maybe DM or tell.
No, and it's only $20 or $25, whatever. I mean, I could say 4.
I think I might be okay. It's all the 29th
29th and then the third.
first. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Should I tell her 4? just in
Yeah.
case?
I would tell her 4.
Okay.
So that will be.
Okay, and then on that next 10.3, Preston had asked something about the government agency to government agency purchasing. And, or repurposing or repurchasing or whatever. And we said that Monica would look into it. Well, Monica was gone by that time in the board meeting, and then she was gone for a couple of weeks. And
Yeah.
said she will continue to look into that.
I tried to do a little
Looking into, yeah.
I tried to do a little bit of research on it too. So there's something about like intergovernmental transfers for equipment and stuff like that, where you can, like, say if ODOT was gonna put a snowplow for sale, a school district would have an opportunity to either purchase it very cheaply or have it transferred, because like the state of Oregon as a government agency shouldn't pay for something twice if it's already been paid for by tax dollars. I think Kevin Lehman has used similar stuff, like that's how they got that cat for the fire, wildland firefighting stuff.
Okay.
So he might be somebody to ask about. But we were just talking about maybe ways to save some money, and if we could get, for example, like an ODOT snowplow for our plowing stuff, that would, you know, last us for years. And
If ODOT was getting rid of it, it would be worth something. We could keep it running. But
potentially, yeah, I mean, Doug was saying that they have,
Another school district,
yeah,
or like a man lift, you know.
Or BLM or somebody.
yeah. Anyway, just looking into some creative ways to maybe get some things that would help us with that without having to spend too much money.
Yeah,
I know.
and I think Barry already found one that he wants.
Oh,
Didn't he already find a snowplow?
He got a plow for the tractor.
Yes,
Yeah.
he found one, and it was reasonably priced, but it was it was, yeah, it was like, it was under $3,000, and it was the size that he wanted, they said fit on there.
okay.
He was happy with, but that doesn't mean there aren't other things that we could get at some point in time either. I've heard those agencies that you're talking about, and you can get really good deals there. You shop correctly and know what you're
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Because
I'll find
I
out.
think government services were like,
They show it to the
Public
that
can buy it,
public
yeah.
can go buy stuff. There's something separate for like
agency.
government.
Before it goes to public surplus, it can go to
Yes,
agency transition or. all
I'll find out. Cause I gotta find it anyway, because Jim wants to get rid of that little bus.
that's number 1.
I think that just, yeah, nobody's looking at that. That's good.
They'll figure it out.
Actually, there's a lot of people in Bend if you drive around. It's right there.
Maybe the worst range.
Just gotta take a hammer to the lights.
Yeah,
Anyway, but I wouldn't mind finding out about that either though, Preston. Is that one?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it mowers potentially works for anyway.
we good?
Yeah.
Okay, scheduling a work session for board goals. We talked about doing that next month.
Does anybody know Dan's schedule? Or, cause he'll wanna be here for that.
Exactly. I don't, been very limited on communication with him. No, he's been pretty slammed.
You've just been sitting around with all sorts of time. Scott.
I have, I've just been twiddling my thumbs wondering, what should we do and when should we do it?
Where are we at right now? We're on the 13th, yeah.
Yeah, the
The
November,
next regular meeting's the 10th. All right.
yes,
Just send him a text, we'll see if he's available or not at the moment, so. But as far as that goes, yeah, next meeting is
6 o'clock still, yeah.
November 10th. The day that Benjamin ships out,
Oh, was that right?
What day is that?
November 10th.
Are you gonna be here then?
I don't know. I'm not sure how exactly that works.
I feel like you kind of drop them off and then see you later. You. They don't belong to you anymore.
Good luck. And a 20 to this caller and say, see you later. Yeah,
Where did you drop him?
I don't know.
Probably Redmond. Well, I live in Redmond,
I think so. Yeah.
so that's where one of our previous students went from. I'll drop her off in Redmond.
Ethan might have gone to Portland. For his brief.
Stint. No, they set him up in Portland for like their second 2 weeks,
So, yeah.
the contract signing and all that.
Okay, so so you're thinking about at the next meeting on November 10th, you want to talk about board votes? Is that, are we into agenda items? Is that what you're talking about too?
Well, we had talked about
Workshop.
making a work session for that.
I just, yeah, we could set something here and then just if Dan can't make it, I guess we'd have to reschedule.
Adjust it from there.
Or could we? Schedule it via email? Maybe.
We could do that potentially. Does that work?
Yeah.
I'm actually, I guess, asking Janet more so.
He's the chair, he's
Yeah.
gonna be part of it.
Yeah, yes, maybe
Make
you guys
the-
wanna figure out some dates here that could work for you guys. That give him those dates. And
Then as long as it's posted early enough,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a key, you can't
yeah,
spring it on anybody.
but yeah, if you guys gave him a couple of dates that worked for you guys. Then he could take a look at those and see if they work for him.
Well. Not the volleyball schedule.
That's probably the rest of October's.
October's pretty busy. October's been busy. All that stuff you read off, Karen, and it's only the 13th.
And there's a few other things too. That can-
I know it. It's
Keep
keeping going
getting
like a
past
fire,
things.
dear.
Next week's Diwali, so, you know. Everyone's busy for that.
Is what?
You don't know about Diwali?
Let's do all it.
It's a Sikh holiday and there's always a huge parade in Yuba City and nobody wants to drive truck anymore for that week.
Oh, so we won't have any bands next week.
I've never
It's a
figured that out.
festival of lights. It's, I don't know, it's a Sikh holiday. There's like 100,000 people go to Yuba City. It's like the West Coast Sikh Center. And a lot of Sikh truck drivers, if you haven't noticed. And
I've kind of noticed.
so it's on my calendar because I deal with it every week.
Uh, Trying to get stuff moved. So next week is out, is what you said?
Should we stick with a Monday probably? Cause that's usually there's no sports scheduled. I know there's one tonight, but that's highly unusual.
Yeah, probably the best chance is 27th, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
October 27th or
No.
October 27th?
Yeah. Is there anything school wise on that day?
I don't know.
I don't see anything listed.
I guess if it's a Monday, 27th through the 3rd, right?
Yeah, third doesn't work for me. Got other meetings.
We shoot for the 27th, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll
We'll figure something else.
figure something else out.
Okay.
Same time, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and if that'll work for Dan, if he'll just get a hold of me. By next week sometime. Then I can post it. But if he can get a hold of me at least. Even the Wednesday or Thursday before.
Good.
Let's see, I think that was all there. Do we have anything we need to add to future agenda items on the next meeting of November 10th?
Well, I'm probably gonna have, we're gonna have to have a supplemental budget. Because of the way he's doing things now. Sarah had it where we rolled out student body accounts into the special funds, the two. And the auditor rolled it for us too, on our financial statements. Well, now it has to match exactly what our system says. And so unfortunately, the student body accounts are more than 10% of that fund. And so we have to have we have to put it in the paper, we have to do all those things, have a budget meeting to move those into the 200s on our system before we move it, before the end of the year, before we add our actuals to their, so.
We have to move them in there?
We have to. Yeah, they told me I couldn't.
Okay.
How far out do you have to post it? Between 30 and 5 days. We have to figure out when we can have a budget meeting. I was gonna say we could shoot for that work session.
Is that-
You could just spend a bunch of that money and then we'll be at that threshold and then.
Or we could do it like pre. That doesn't work that way. It's a budget. We could do it before the November board meeting. I don't know if I can get it all together before and get it in the paper and get it all.
What about the December board meeting?
Yeah, I'm hoping that's.
That was my question too.
I need to look and see if we have, with this, with the supplemental ones, if we have to have a separate meeting with the budget committee or what we have to do. And so I will look off and see. But I'll look. We'll find out.
Or at least invite them.
So at the next meeting, we can approve like the, for this.
Okay.
Yeah, because December 8th would be the December meeting. It's early in the month.
So just put it.
Yeah, I have it on for.
It'd be nice to do it. Do it on the
Yeah,
phone
so I'll
with
have
another
I'll
meeting.
have to schedule all
Yeah,
together.
I'll keep them together.
Hopefully. I'm just-
You guys will figure it out.
Yeah,
And we were short on the literacy grant. It was 10,000, less than half is it. So. Makes no difference.
Yeah, all that.
We need to add the stuff you guys just approved tonight.
I see in our
I
budget
looked at it all at once.
that like we were projecting it negative like 400 and then was it, did I see it dropped like -2 something?
Yes, you did, because they paid us those federal forest people. They haven't paid it to us yet. They approved it. I claimed it. They did the approval on the claim. I haven't seen the money yet, but the bank was closed today. So hopefully,
One
sometime
month
this
you
week.
found us $200,000. You're doing great. You know, one of my favorite people up there actually.
So, yeah, on that note.
It's on, it's been recorded. I guess you can find that.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else to add for future agenda items? I'll contact Dan on the 27th, see if that'll work for him.
Only thing I have is, need somebody to help me get this computer so it doesn't log me out.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sitting for 5 minutes.
oh, we just talked about that.
we talked about that last month with new computers. It was a challenge, that's for sure.
I
I didn't have any troubles tonight, but
He took them and I think he brought them back and said they're done, so it's still not. Is everybody still doing that?
Mine logged out tonight, yeah.
Mine-
Usually I keep refreshing, but
Mine was okay, but there was a long stint that.
Well, mine is.
Mine goes out after about a minute or two, and I just told Cameron at the first meeting, I said, how do I get this thing from? doing that?"
I just-
So we have the
You
same.
right click, we could just do it at the beginning. It's pretty simple.
I mean, that'd be fine.
we can do it.
Probably is. I just.
Are you still logged in?
I am. You're a tech guy, yeah? Right on.
During the meeting.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Right. I work right. All right. Can't write.
I don't know.
So then, where's your settings?
Their group settings, they might not be able to change them.
No,